Very beginning. Right, there's some real nice licks and some real nice sounds that you can take out, bring it to your own playing, or just play them exactly as it is. Now, this this lesson, I should say, goes along perfectly with the Slow Soulful Blues lesson. So if you've done that lesson first, this blues at all, that's probably the one that you've already done. So I want to work on some of this, some of the more oompa kind of stuff and broken chords. So the first thing you notice is I have this chord, and I have the third and the seventh of the chord, and I go back down to that root. So I have the root, third and the seventh of the chord, root, third and seventh of the chord. All right, so that's the first one. The other one I have is the root, third and seventh of the chord, and then I go down to the fifth. This third and seventh, by the way, we call it a shell, right? Because it's not the whole chord, it's just a shell. And then oftentimes I use like my middle finger there. And when I move to E flat, I'll be playing E flat, the third and the seventh, and then the fifth of E flat. When I move to F, play the root, third and the seventh, down to the fifth. The other one is just using that simple basic accompaniment, and I'm swinging my eighth notes for the B flat blues scale. Fire to go up and down. Okay? Now, what you'll notice is that there is a long and a short. So the first eighth note is a little bit longer than the second eighth note. Long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short. Okay? D, ba, D, ba, D, ba, D, ba. You will sometimes see this swung eighth notes written as triplets with the middle triplet as a rest. So it'd be eighth note, rest, eighth note, all with a triplet symbol over it. Okay? Now, let's talk about triplets now. Let's listen to the difference between the two of them. Here are triplets. Trippa, and then be able to play it every time along with that accompaniment. But two, what it does is it also gives you something very solid. So it gives you a nice little phrase in which you can just, boom, play that phrase, and it repeats itself. You hear how I'm repeating some of those notes? So it adds a lot of solidarity to that. Well, is that even the right word? But anyways, it really makes that phrase very solid. It makes it so that to the ear, it doesn't seem like you're kind of rambling around. It's not like you're... Like that's kind of like, yeah, it's all on the blues scale, but you're like kind of all over the place. It doesn't sound like a nice little nugget that the ear can clue into and be like, oh, yeah, cool. If you listen to blues music, you'll hear stuff like, lyrics like, my baby done left me and now I'm all alone. My baby done left me and now I'm all alone. That's like a little group right there. That's an element of each lesson, and then you can create this big, longer blues improvisation. There are a lot of cool licks that you can extract out of this, and then also there will be a lot of cool ones that you can extract out of the more advanced one as well. Like I said, that's going to be in a separate lesson. I'm going to be doing that shortly after this one. All right, the left-hand accompaniment, you'll see a lot of these accompaniment techniques that we talked about earlier in this lesson. Feel free to extract those as well, or change them around. You don't have to stick with the left hand that I did here. If you want to try something different, well, knock yourself out. Try it. I would definitely suggest it. All right, here we go. So we're going to start just that much. All right. So first of all, taking a look at the left hand. So we go up to from B flat up to the seventh and the third, right? And then we go to the fifth up to the root, and then we're coming down and we're playing this arpeggio of that C minor 7 chord. This is a real nice sound. I love doing this in my playing, where I play the arpeggio on the C minor all the way up to the ninth of the chord. And you'll notice what it does for me here. So see how I have this nice arpeggio, 3, 5, 7, 9, and then I resolve down to that C sharp diminished. And then what am I doing there? Just just going right on down that diminished chord. So really I'm just going from that C minor 7 arpeggio up the C minor 7 and then down the C sharp diminished. So, and then back to the fifth and the root of B flat. Once again, you know, I was telling you about that secret of seeing what notes in the improvisation are hitting along with the chords, right? So when you're in there, right? So this is that kind of a blues feel, right? This is a little different than your typical blues notes of your flatted third. This is playing a grace note right off of the blues scale. So here's your 4 going up to the sharp 4. Now what's nice about, or actually what I should say is what I'm doing here is I am keeping the same lick. So I'm playing the same phrase and I just change it on the second one. So you see that I have this little motif, this little idea. And rather than doing something completely different in the next measure, do the same thing, or at least the first part of it is the same, and I just change the end a little bit. Right? To do, it's just playing these octaves. And you hear that with that, right? You'll hear that it sounds really nice with that right hand. With those 16th note triplets, it sounds awesome. All right, now if you don't know what 16th note triplets are, don't worry about it. I'm going to talk about that in the more advanced lesson, so that will be something we'll cover there. Right now I'm just going to show it to you, and we'll discuss it a little further in that next lesson. All right, so that left hand there is C, D, E flat, E, F. Okay, so that's the whole left hand. Okay. And each of those you could play them, you know, a little bit detached. Don't play them legato like that. Play them dum, 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 dum. Okay? The 7th and the 3rd, okay? And then over the 5 chord, it works nicely as well because you get the 5th and the root of the 5 chord. Anyway, so we stop on the F, and then we go up to the G, and you're going to do this quick grace note from the D flat down to the C natural. And it's with the same finger, so a lot of people get confused with that. Don't do 2 separate fingers. Now B flat, then G, cross over, F and B flat, D, and then D flat and G, and then C, B flat, G, down to the B flat. Do it slowly. Fifth. Right? So that's all pretty simple. Then we go to this B flat 7 with root 7, chord shell, and then 3rd and root. But then notice what's happening in here. There's this real subtle, tiny little ghost note, which is the 5th of the B flat, but it adds that nice propulsion that takes us into the G flat 7. All right, it's just a nice way of just keeping it dun 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 dun, that triplet feel, that shuffle feel, dun 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 dun. So notice I'm not playing that F really loud. You know, I'm not going crazy with it.